All right, let's set the scene. The day is February 24th, 2026, and all around you, it feels like, well, like controlled chaos. You see markets tumbling. You hear alarms ringing in cybersecurity centers. The whole system just feels like it's under incredible stress. But what's really going on underneath it all? This quote really just captures the feeling perfectly. We are at a turning point, and while all the headlines are screaming panic, something else, something much, much bigger, is taking shape right in the shadows. And that right there is the heart of what we're breaking down today. We're going to peel back that noisy, panicked layer to show you the signal, to show you the incredible technological foundations being laid right now, even as the old world kind of feels like it's burning down. So first up, let's talk about the crisis that's hitting closest to home, your own digital life. Because make no mistake, it is a battlefield out there, and you might not even realize what the real prize is. This is such a critical point to understand. We're not just talking about your high score here. No, no. We're talking about your entire digital identity, your skins, your friends list, your whole history. To hackers in 2026, this isn't a game. It's a valuable, sellable asset, and they have developed some terrifyingly sophisticated tools to steal it. So how are they doing it? Well, forget about them trying to guess your password. Modern malware, stuff like Redline and Luma, they use a much sneakier method. They snatch these things called session tokens right out of your browser. Think of it like a valet key for your entire digital life. Once they have that token, they don't need your password. They don't even need your two-factor authentication. To services like Steam or Discord, it looks exactly like you, just already logged in. Okay, now let's zoom out from your personal security to the global financial markets, which are in an absolute freefall. On the surface, everyone's blaming the usual suspects, right? Tariff tensions, investors getting scared and fleeing to safer assets. But the hidden story here is what's truly fascinating. A huge chunk of this selling pressure is actually coming from crypto miners themselves. See, they're realizing that the high-performance GPUs they've been using for mining are perfect for the booming AI industry. So they're cashing out their Bitcoin to fund the construction of next-generation AI data centers. And the sheer scale of this crash is just staggering. A 47% wipeout in just 1 month. I mean, that puts this event right up there with the infamous FTX collapse. The feeling out there is pure panic. But like we just saw, that panic is hiding this massive technological shift that's happening just behind the curtain. And this brings us to the foundation. Because while the old systems are cracking, the actual engines of tomorrow are being forged. This is where the story really pivots, from chaos and destruction to creation and innovation. This slide just perfectly illustrates the two completely different realities happening on this one single night. You've got traders watching Bitcoin's price collapse in absolute horror, and at the exact same time, you have engineers and gamers buzzing about a massive technological explosion, the leaked specs for the next PlayStation. And these specs, they're a total quantum leap. Just look at that, 30 gigabytes of unified RAM for the PS6. That's not just for making prettier graphics. The really crucial thing here is that this kind of power is designed to run incredibly intelligent, large language model-driven characters in games. We're talking about NPCs that don't just repeat the same line over and over, but actually interact with you in genuinely smart, unpredictable ways. And it isn't just about one super powerful box under your TV. The fact that a new handheld with a massive 24 gigs of RAM also leaked, well, that reveals Sony's grand strategy. They're building what they call a borderless ecosystem. The whole idea is that you can start some huge, graphically intense game on your PS6 at home and then seamlessly continue it on your handheld when you're on the go. They're shifting from just selling hardware to selling an entire experience. Now let's jump over to the PC space for a second. For years, Intel has been getting hammered by Apple's super efficient chips. But with their new Panther Lake architecture, they are roaring back. As you can see on this chart, we're talking about a 40% jump in energy efficiency. And what that really means is that Windows laptops can finally compete with MacBooks on battery life and performance without, becoming portable space heaters. So with all this powerful new hardware and infrastructure being built, where are the new battlegrounds? Let's look ahead to the frontiers where these technologies are about to be deployed, AI security and the dawn of the space economy. In the world of cybersecurity, a full-blown philosophical war is breaking out. On one side, you have companies like Anthropic, and they're claiming their AI can just autonomously find and fix bugs in code all by itself. But on the other side, you have giants like CrowdStrike pushing back hard, arguing that for the really deep, kernel-level threats, you still absolutely need the combination of a human expert who's augmented by a machine. It's a fundamental debate. Is the future of security machine alone or human plus machine? Now let's look up, way up, to the next great economic frontier. SpaceX's Starship is being called the Silk Road of the 21st century, and honestly, it's for good reason. It's not just another rocket. You have to think of it as a fundamental piece of infrastructure that's about to unlock an entirely new economy. So how's that work? Well, it's actually a pretty simple but totally revolutionary progression. First, Starship becomes a reliable space bus, and that dramatically lowers the cost to get cargo into orbit. And once that cost per kilogram plummets, whole new industries suddenly become economically viable. Everything from manufacturing unique materials in zero gravity to, eventually, mining asteroids. Starship is the key that unlocks all of it. And this next flight, it's the critical test. It's the final systems check for the Artemis 2026 moon landing. A success here doesn't just mean a win for NASA. It pretty much solidifies a SpaceX monopoly on this new extraterrestrial economy. They won't just be launching rockets, they will be controlling the highway to space. So after looking at all this, the chaos, the creation, what's the final verdict? How do we find the real signal in all of this noise? This, right here, is the central idea. The public might be totally panicking about their crypto portfolio, but the smart money, the real winners, they're quietly building the future. They're the ones investing in the core infrastructure, the next-gen hardware, and the security systems that are going to power the entire next decade. So, what does this all mean for you? Well, first, start treating your digital identity like the valuable asset it is. Protect your fortress. Second, when you see specs for new hardware come out, understand they're not just numbers on a page. They are literal roadmaps to the future. And finally, always try to look beyond the headlines to understand the deeper currents that are really shaping our world. And that really just leaves us with one final question. As we stand here on this pivotal night in 2026, with history really turning a page, you have a choice. You can get swept up in the panic of the headlines, or you can take the time to study the blueprints of the future that's being built right now, right in front of us. The choice is yours.